see you. Die hard. Trap. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard. Homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell a trophy, yeah, you need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves, and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team, man, he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer that's gon' murder that.
Dang, guys, what's up? This is your boy Eru, host of the Dying Podcast. Die Hard Eru, chilling. What's good, y'all? Yeah, man, Dame time. Is it Dame time? Let's restart this off season, man. I feel like there's so much talent. There's like a whole expansion team worth of talent that could be added to all these rosters that we have out there, man. I mean, we literally can start a Vegas team, or we can start a St. Louis team right now, or restart the Supersonics right now based off all the talent that is out there. We're talking about Christian Wood. We're talking about, what else you want to talk about, man? Kelly Oubre, all these famous names out there that can easily be picked up. But nothing's going to happen until this Dame trade gets done, man. So shout out to The Score, right? So let's put these guys up there. Shout out to The Score. Follow them on Twitter. They posted this, man. They posted 5 trade scenarios here with the random people that's been talked about, man. The main thing is Miami. He according to Dame Lillard himself, he would prefer to go to Miami. Number one, because they have no tax over there. They have no state tax. So he's going to get more bang for his buck. Also, it's Miami. He's going to have a lot more fun there. I don't know his lifestyle and stuff like that. He's a rapper, so, he's from Oakland, so of course he's probably going to want the weather, the better weather, because Portland's weather's not the greatest out there in the Pacific Northwest. But why not come out to the Atlantic East? This is the Knicks podcast, man. So we're gonna talk about it, man. Before we get started, maybe say this up to my man Pudge here. Pudge just dropped $10 in here before the pod started, man. So definitely appreciate that. All you guys that have been giving me super chats, man. I'm gonna add that to the cause. You guys know that I'm running the New York City Marathon. So before we get started, let me just post that real quick before I start talking about this stuff here. Where is it? There it goes. I don't have it queued up, but here it is, guys. This is the fundraising thing that I have here for my fundraiser here. I'm running the New York City Marathon this year, so if you wish to donate, you can do it directly by doing this. But if you give me a super chat too, every super chat that comes in here, whenever YouTube pays me that the super chat, I'll be adding it to the cause here. So definitely thank you, Pudge, for contributing $10, man. That's gonna go to the marathon cause here for me, man. I definitely appreciate it. So that's the link there if anybody's interested now. But without further ado, let's get into the talk, man. Let's get into this talk here. Let's talk about Miami first. This is where he would prefer to go. Like I said, no sales tax and stuff. Beautiful woman. I don't know his situation. I think Dame is I don't think he's single, but if he's single, being in Miami is a great place for him to be. Great place to network. A great place to hang out. Like I said, he's from Oakland, so he's used to like decent weather. I think Oakland's weather is similar to New York. I think, not New York, but maybe like DC kind of. I'm not exactly sure. But I know, it's California weather. Is really good. Southern California, Florida. Is right on par with that. A lot of humidity and stuff like that. Open carry gun laws and all kind of stuff. Wild cowboy stuff going on in Florida, man. So there's a lot of pros and cons, man. But this is where he wants to go. Obviously, they got Jimmy Butler over there. They got Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is supposed to be his boy. They got Pat Riley over there running things. They got Spoelstra over there, great coach. So the team is done. Between those guys, they're gonna surround him with a bunch of great role players. Everybody's gonna be locked in. You never have to worry about that when it comes to Miami. So I would like to go there too if I was a player. Everything seems to be hunky dory over there. But check out the trade package. The trade package is kind of trash. Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, and multiple picks. So just right off the bat, I'm just gonna go off the top of my head. This guy Tyler Hero makes about 20 something million. Kyle Lowry makes a lot, man. I want to say he makes like 40 something. So while we're here, I might as well just let's do that. Put the trade machine here, so you guys can see it for yourself as I'm talking about it. Let's make put Portland first, so you can see Dame, and then for the second team, I'll just put whatever team that we got going on here. So this first team we're talking about Miami. So we just have Miami, so we can take a look at the salaries as I'm talking about it. So Damian Lillard makes 45 this year. It goes up to 60. That's important. In like maybe basically 5 years, it's gonna go up to 60. So that's something that's important. But anyway, he's making 45 now. So I mean, Kyle Lowry makes 29 by himself. Sheesh. But it's an expiring deal, which is great. Tyler Hero makes 27. So the numbers basically match up there. It's a little bit more than on 40. You know what I'm saying? But according to this, it's talking about adding multiple picks to it. I think there's like a 5%, 10%, whatever the rule is, 15% rule. The salary doesn't have to be exactly the same. It could be off a little bit. So this trade works under the trade machine. I don't know if you want to keep going through that, but it does work through in the trade machine. I don't necessarily have to keep doing that. But does it work for Portland? That's the big issue there. The rumors there they're trying to find a home for Hero. So they already got a shooting guard. They got Anthony Simmons over there in Portland, and they have the other kid Sharp, that's doing really well in the summer league. Also too, they got the other kid, the super rookie Scoop Henderson. You know what I'm saying? So they have a lot of good guards over there. So do they necessarily have a need for Tyler Hero? I don't think Tyler Hero fits what they're doing over there. I think culturally too, I don't think he's going to fit over there in Portland. And anything could work. You know what I'm saying? But with that group there, if they're going to get rid of Dame, they're going to be all the way youth. Even though Tyler Hero's still young himself, but they're definitely going to go through like the whole draft and youth movement. Prioritize Anthony Simmons rather than Tyler Hero. You know what I'm trying to say? So they're trying to find a third team. One team that they've been talking about is Utah. I don't like to do that, but just Boston and Utah are notorious, always trying to get that really good, white player, white American player, not white American, just white player. Period. Boston just picked up Kristaps, right on target. My man in Utah too. The Laurie Markkinen, they went and picked up him over there too. So they have what's the other dude there? They got another the other guy that used to be on Miami. Can't think of his name at the moment there, but let me see right here. What's his name? Is he on the squad? Well, he's on Utah. But anyway, just notoriously they always are usually going for white players and stuff like that. I hate to say it, but historically they've been doing that. So it's right on target for that. But outside of that, I can see it working. But what would Utah give Portland in exchange? So that's another scenario there too. So let me check out and see what's going on with Utah. So who would Utah take in place of Hero? First, let's get the salary for Hero. Hero makes 27, right? So let's check out Utah really quick and see what Utah would have to give in order for that to work. My eyeballs are not doing too good here. There goes the Jazz. So $27 million. How would they split that? You got Colin Sexton, makes 17. You got Jordan Clarkson over there. Colin Sexton might be something that they might want to do over there. To bring like another veteran point guard in to play behind Scoop. I don't know if that makes sense for them there. This is the dude, Kelly Olynyk. They went and got Kelly Olynyk, starting power forward and starting center for them. Just right on target for what they've been doing in their culture there. You got Taylor Holton Tucker. I think he's a free agent though. Who else we got here? Aside from that, there's not really much else that they can trade. So I don't know how Utah would trade to get Tyler Hero. Maybe some of these guys say maybe signing trades or whatever. But Colin Sexton definitely is a player that sticks out that they would trade out to get Tyler Hero there. Maybe Colin Sexton and maybe Holland Tucker if he's still on the contract, or Azubuike and some of these guys here. Maybe adding one of those guys in there to the mix. Maybe that would make sense for them. you know. But that's cool to talk about. But let's talk about some of the other guys too. I know the Knicks is in the mix. We could talk about the Knicks last. Toronto, really quick. Just taking a look at what they say about Toronto. Meanwhile, these rumors are just stuff that they came up with. The score. I think they're really good trades. With Toronto, Gary Trent Jr., you got Scotty Barnes, Thaddeus Young, Malachi Flynn, and multiple picks. So Malachi Flynn would give them a nice backup point guard over there in Portland. Scotty Barnes would give them a nice power forward, small forward kind of thing over there. Gary Trent would be the a guard, but this is Gary Trent and Tyler Hero is basically on brand and the same kind of player. So Gary Trent probably had to be flipped to another team as well. So there's plenty of teams around the league that can use him. Gary Trent, the Knicks can absolutely use him. Quite a few other teams there too that can pick him up and use him. Shout out to San Antonio. They have salary that they can absorb contracts and stuff. So I can see them taking on him. Thaddeus Young is just an old vet at this point now. I remember when Thaddeus Young was in high school, man, which is incredible to me. But he's an old guy, just holding on to his career. So that's interesting, man. I could see Toronto making a deal for him. But then Toronto, what are they doing there? Because they done got rid of Fred VanVleet over there. They signed what's his name, Schroeder, from the Lakers. They got Schroeder over there. Outside of that, what else do they have over there going on for them? They have Spicy P over there, my man Pascal Siakam. Outside of those guys there, what do they actually have over there building? So, that's not really a good destination for Dame going to Toronto. Let's check out Boston. Boston's another team there. Boston just got Kristaps, man. So, Boston is trying to figure it out. They don't like Jaylen Brown over there. But Jaylen Brown is an all NBA player. Same thing like Julius Randle, all NBA player. You got to count it. Regardless if this offseason people were complaining about his handle and his turnovers and stuff like that in the playoffs. But Jaylen Brown is still an all NBA player, man. So you got to put some respect on his name. So Jaylen Brown will definitely be in the mix there because they've been trying to trade him for years now. Derek White, he had the attitude and plus multiple picks, right? So Jaylen Brown, Derek White, on paper right off the bat, it sounds like a good idea. Jaylen Brown would actually be their small forward, possibly. So they would have Jeremy Grant over there, Jaylen Brown, who are probably move over to the small forward spot. Then they have the young guys there. So this trade actually makes sense. So Dame going to Boston. Would Dame want to go to Boston to play with Tatum and to play with Kristaps? Is that enough for them to advance into the playoffs? I think that would be pretty scary, actually. But at the same time, them getting rid of Jaylen Brown, does this necessarily take them over the top? It does make them better. But this was from the Knicks standpoint, just playing the Knicks. I think Brunson and Dame, they bang with each other pretty good. Tatum is by himself now, so the Tatum and Julius will be going at each other there. Knicks still have RJ. We still have all of our players there. What I'm saying? So we still will bang with these guys pretty good. So I don't think this moves the needle by them giving away Jaylen Brown for Dame. They do get better though. Like I said, they do get better because they got Kristaps. They do get better, but how much better did they get? Is that enough to move the needle to them to make them favorites to come out the East? I'm not sure about that. You have to bang and play the games out there. But that's an interesting trade. So what's the next one? Next one is Brooklyn. So this is a crosstown rivals here, Brooklyn. Is it Dame time to go to Brooklyn? Let's check out the trade scenario here. You got Ben Simmons, you got Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Thomas, and multiple picks. Right off the bat, Cam Thomas is a big-time young player that will go over there and provide a lot of scoring for them over there. Well, like I said, they already have Anthony Simmons over there. They have, Scoop, and then they got Sharp over there. They got quite a few guards over there. So Cam Thomas coming over there, he'll have to fight for those guys coming off the bench. But like I said, he's a big time scorer. Potentially. So that could cause maybe a rift or just a glut over there. I don't know. They're at that point they'll be a young team building, so that might be something intriguing to them. Taking on Ben Simmons' contract, because Ben Simmons still has a few years left on the deal. He doesn't want to play for Brooklyn. He doesn't want to play for Philly. He doesn't want to play anywhere, it seems like, man. So if he goes to Portland playing for nothing, would he go to Portland to play for nothing? At this point here, Ben Simmons will have to be a small forward. He wouldn't be a point guard in this group here with all the guards that they have here. So would this help? Would this type of trade help them? Because to me, it looks like they're basically getting a glut here and giving these guys just stress for no reason, making this trade with Dame Dollar. On the flip side, just getting rid of Ben Simmons alone and replacing him with Dame Dollar, that's huge. That's huge for them. Cam Thomas, they weren't really playing over there. Dorian Finney-Smith is a good player. He was a good player. So I'm quite sure they would hate to lose him. But losing these guys here is basically nobody's here because they have replacements on the roster already. Get them getting Dame, I think that helps them out a lot over there in Brooklyn. But who do they play with? Who is he going to play with in Brooklyn to catapult them into the playoffs and stuff like that? That's the issue over there with Brooklyn. They do have they do have Mikal Bridges, and then they do have Cam Thomas over there. Not Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson over there. So Cam Johnson signed a big contract. You got Mikal Bridges over there, along with Dame Dollar. They have the young centers over there. So outside of those guys there, is that enough for them to catapult themselves into the playoffs? I think it does make them a playoff team in the East, but does it move the needle to the point where you're afraid to play Brooklyn, or Brooklyn's going to be a contender over some of the other teams in the East? That I'm not too sure. It'll be interesting, because Mikal Bridges has been showing the ability to score. Cam Johnson got paid now, so he reminds me a lot of Tim Thomas. So can he evolve his game to be a little bit to take on the minutes that he'll be getting, in that situation? And like I said, does that make them, title contender just because they get Dame over there? That's something to be debated. I'm quite sure Brooklyn fans will love it. It doesn't mean they're going to come out to support, because nobody goes to Nets games. People only go to Nets games when the Knicks are there. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is with Brooklyn. But yeah, this is a Knicks podcast, man. So let's get into what the Knicks would do here. So like I said, this is all from The Score, from the website called The Score. I follow them. I'm pretty sure you guys follow them too. They're very similar to Bleacher Report, Yahoo Sports, and all those different entities and stuff. But they put up their own content and whatever. But I'm using their stuff here, because this is good talking points here. Look at the Knicks. Right off the bat, Knicks with Brunson and Dame. People off the bat, the guys don't play defense. They're too short, But then I point you over to what's going on in Phoenix with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are not awesome defenders either, and neither one of them are point guards. The one thing about this is that Brunson, even though he's a shoot first point guard, he's still a point guard. Dame is a shoot first point guard also, but he's also a point guard still. So between those two guys, they can both play off the ball and give each other a break and still get buckets on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So, I kind of would accept it. I'm not saying that I want this to happen, but I kind of would accept it if the Knicks were to go this route. I would not complain. I just will be like, okay, we did it. Now what's next? You know what I'm saying? What is the next move after we do that? So we'll talk about that. Let's talk about that now. I didn't really get into the trade machine with the other trades there, but like I said, those trades do work. So we'll do the trade machine now with the Knicks here. I'll set it up and put the Knicks here in that spot, and let's continue doing the talking points here. So according to The Score, this is the trade package that they put together: R.J. Barrett, Evan Fournier, Quentin Grimes, and multiple picks. People are going to say right off the bat, just because RJ's there, is going to say, hell no. People say, hell no. RJ Barrett, hell no, right? Because RJ Barrett is supposed to be this player, But what is RJ Barrett's ceiling? People automatically say Jimmy Butler. I was saying this on the last spot. They say, oh, but look at Jimmy Butler. He had all these bad years. RJ could be Jimmy Butler. Oh, look at what's the name? Kawhi Leonard. He had all these bad years before he became Kawhi Leonard. RJ is going to do the same thing. Somebody else pointed out, in the chat, that RJ is like there's only like a few people ahead of him that scored more points at his age, and then he brings up all the greats, LeBron James and whoever else he brings up. He brings up like two other great basketball players. And is RJ deserve to be talked about in the same breath as those guys? So is RJ going to become? Is RJ going to elevate himself to that level of a basketball player? I don't know about that, man. He might. You know what I'm saying? You never know the future. But listen, in order to get, you have to, in order to get, you have to give. And, just based off, you can't base off what's going to happen in the future. What you think a player can develop into. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what they did do last year. Now, Dame is an all-NBA player. We know what Dame can do. So Dame is you have to base it off of what he did last year. Now, at the same time, Dame can show up and all of a sudden start playing like shit. That's the risk that you take. But anyway, all things the same. If Dame Lillard basically does the same thing that he's done the last few years, then that's the player that we got. RJ, on the other hand, is a very inconsistent volume scorer, man. Volume scorer at this time. Sometimes he plays really well. Sometimes he plays like pure dog shit, man. So, that's the type of player that we have there. So, there's plays like that all around the league. People that are volume scorers and play really good one night and play like dog shit another night. One name that keeps rolling off my tongue is Kelly Oubre, for Christ's sake. Kelly Oubre, some nights he looks like Michael Jordan, for Christ's sake. Defensively dunking on cats and whatever. And then other nights he looks like I don't know. Just insert your least favorite player, small forward out there. That's what he reminds me of, Kelly Oubre. You know what I'm saying? But Kelly Oubre's a free agent, so I mean, if we make this trade here, the Knicks will have their exemptions or whatever, to make a move, and then we can stick Kelly Oubre in RJ spot. What the hell? Kelly Oubre plays decent defense. You know what I'm saying? Does Kelly Oubre pass the ball? No. But in this situation here, we'll have 2 point guards, so he wouldn't have to pass. Dame and Brunson would be looking to give those guys the ball. So Kelly Oubre don't pass, so it kind of makes sense for him, because he never seen a shot that he didn't like. And he'll be getting a lot of good shots with Dame and Brunson on the roster. So that's something to think about there, man. So let's say, just hypothetically speaking here, we make this trade that they put together here: RJ, Fournier, Quentin Grimes with multiple picks, and we get Dame. So we got Damian Brunson. You insert Mitchell Robinson there at the center. You got Kelly Oubre at the small forward, hypothetically, and then you put Julius Randle there. Did we get better? That's a good question there. Did we get better? I think we did. Just talking about the players here, I've already talked about RJ Barrett. Evan Fournier is, it's a shame that we weren't able to use him, but he's not a bad player. So whatever team he goes to, he's going to be able to contribute, contribute to that team. Quentin Grimes is young, good player, plays really good defense. At this point of his career, he has not shown the ability to be able to create his own shot or look to score at any point. Will he develop that? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But up until this point, he has yet to do that. So what are we giving up? We're not giving up. We can't talk about potential because we don't know what the potential is. But just based on what he's given us so far, it will be nothing to get rid of him because we got Josh Hart off the bench and we got Dante DiVincenzo off the bench. And according to this trade, Quickly's not off the team yet either in this trade. So we still got Quickly. So getting Dame Dollar here, and losing Quentin Grimes, we still have plenty of people replacing him. So it doesn't make a difference in this trade. So I'm making all this big thing here for the Knicks here. Well, on the other side, this does not make any sense for Portland, man. I can't say make any sense because RJ would definitely fill into that small forward spot for them over there. I think he would fit with Portland with the other young guys there. Somebody that's already somebody that's established himself as a scorer, volume scorer nonetheless, but still somebody that can still put 19 to 20 points on the board for you, especially on a bad team because they're going to be a bad team. Fournier could be flipped to another team more than likely. They're probably going to try to do that. Quentin Grimes is going to fit in that situation because he's a young guy trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So it actually does fit pretty good. It's something that, like I said, they get a small forward spot because they do need a small forward over there. Even though they do Sharp is I think what his name, Shaden Sharp, whatever his name is, Sharp over there. He might actually be their small forward. But add RJ to the group. RJ could possibly do really well for them too. So they could be a dark horse to make the playoffs on that side. Maybe to play in, make the top 10 teams in the West. Adding RJ with all the young players, Scoop and all these guys that they're adding in. Maybe there might be a dark horse for a playing team over there. Why not? But that's a nice little draw for them, especially with the multiple draft picks. The Knicks could drop so many draft picks. Of course, all these teams have draft picks. The Knicks, we all know that we have a bunch of draft picks on our side. Oh, I forgot the magic word. Pick swap. People love to say pick swaps in these trades, but all the pick swaps are possible as well. So me personally, after I've been talked it out, I would be down to do it. You know what I'm saying? I can give you a million trade scenarios from other players and stuff like that I also would do. But my thing is, I just wish that it would get done already, because like I said in the top of this podcast, is that all of these players, all of these players that are stranglehold around the league that should be on a team by now, and all these other trades that could have been made a long time ago, they're being held hostage because of this damn Damian Lillard trade situation. Like I said, he wants to go to Miami, right? Here's the situation with Miami. He wants to go to Miami. This is something that they can grant. Portland can say, okay, listen, you know what? It's not something that we want to do. We don't like Tyler Hero. We don't want to have Kyle Lowry here. We're probably going to waive Kyle Lowry. We're going to get a bunch of picks. So we're basically going to trade Damian Lillard for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Do they want to do that? They want something that's going to help their team out. Like I said, we talked about these other trades here. Shout out to other teams here. Shout out to Toronto fans. They got players to give away, but what's the point in Toronto? What is Toronto doing out there if they trade for a Dame? I think that's a bad situation for Dame out there in Toronto. Um, Shout out to Boston. Boston could work. But by them trading Jalen, does that move the needle for them? It could. It's going to make them playoff contending team still. You know what I'm saying? That might be interesting. It'd be interesting playing Boston because we don't get to see Dame so much. But if Dame played in Boston, then we get to bang with Dame in Boston. I think that's good for a rivalry standpoint. If the Knicks can continue to get better, and then we bang with Boston like that with the players that they have, I think that's great for basketball. For the rivalries and the fandom and stuff like that. Brooklyn, like I said, Brooklyn is an up and coming team. Right now, I don't think Dame is the right move for them. They probably need to do something else. But that's interesting. If they go there too, it'll be the same situation where they'll probably be like low level playoff team, that type of thing. Mid tier playoff team. You know, coming to the Knicks, it changes the dynamic of the Knicks. Like I said, Kelly Oubre can come in there and replace RJ, in my opinion. You know, add Mitchell Robinson is still here. IQ is still here. You still got you got Dante DiVincenzo. You still got Josh. You still got Julius. So we still got a good squad there. Once we get Dame, then the backup power forward situation will be cleared up, and there's still potential to make another trade. There's still potential to make another trade because we still have too many guards. And there's still something that we can do there. So this is very interesting to me, man. So thank you for the score for bringing these trade scenarios up because, like I said, these teams here that I mentioned, Toronto, Celtics, Brooklyn, Miami, and the Knicks are basically the top teams that are rumored to be talking to Portland. Shout out to Ian Bagley. Shout out to all the beat writers and stuff that are coming out there. They are mentioning all these players here, all these teams here, as possibly trade targets for Dame. So I'll leave this up here while I look through the chat here. So I think it's interesting, man. Like I said, would I do it? Yes, because I just want something to be done. Once again, thanks again, Mr. Pudge here for dropping the $10 in there. I'll put that in the bucket for the marathon. Shout out to Jackal who's hanging out here. Yeah, man, trying to get the streams going, man. Last year I was going crazy. I broke my foot and I was just dropping streams like crazy. The year before that, every summer I tend to do a lot more streams. This year hasn't been so easy for me. It's been a rough year, with a lot of different things going on. But whatever. You guys already know the situation. Shout out to Harlem CEO. We got Damian Cocktail was good, guys. JJ says here he's talking about Miami not getting Dame. See, that's the thing. Just looking at this the scenario. This looks like this looks like a tree that needs some water, like a plant that needs water. Like Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, and multiple picks. That doesn't sound like a good trade. It doesn't sound enticing to me. You need that third team. Like I said, it's probably going to be Utah to take Tyler Hero out of here, and I just don't think that's a good idea. It doesn't. It could happen though. It could happen, but it just doesn't roll off the tongue like the way the other trades do. Like I said, Dame in Miami, that would make a nice rivalry too. Build up their team. They're quite sure going to be able to get. Like I said, I was talking about Kelly Oubre to the Knicks. If Miami got Dame, then Kelly Oubre is going to Miami. Definitely. Absolutely, because he's the type of guy that will want to go to Miami for the party reasons. So I can see Kelly Oubre going to Miami to fill out their roster to make their team fill out and stuff. Shout out to. He says without offering Bam. That's interesting too. So I mean, yeah, man, they got to give somebody of significance. Tyler Hero is a 20-point a game scorer though. You got to put respect in Tyler Hero's name. He is a 20-point a game scorer. So like I said, it is what it is. But people don't respect Tyler Hero, and like I said, the trade itself, like I said, you see it on the screen. It doesn't roll off the tongue the way the other ones do. So salute to Andy. What's good, Andy? Just listening to the last episode. And it popped up. Yeah, man. Thank you for always taking a look at the pods and see what everybody's talking about. I gotta give you something to drink. I'm always talking, man. Yeah, Portland has Scoop. Simmons, Sharp. Hero makes no sense for them. Absolutely. I said that a little earlier. Just catching up with the chat here. Utah, like I said, Utah will be a good spot for Hero. But they also have Jordan Clarkson over there. So, like I said, it's a lot of moving parts in that situation. It just doesn't roll off the tongue the way that other people, that the other trades do. Shout out to Dre. What's good, Dre? Dre Day. This is my guy from my coworker here. Definitely fuck the Heat. you know, that's what I'm saying. I broke my fist on a Miami Heat's fan's head, man. But that's not what happened. Just, that's the joke that I'm saying here. So this is Paris Duggar. What's good, Paris? He said, wherever Lillard goes, they will become the trailblazers because they can't stop anyone, and it tires and he tires end of the season. Yeah, because he does too much, So he needs to go to a team where he can get a break. And like I said, that's why the Knicks situation makes a lot of sense for me. Because you have Brunson. So Brunson will definitely help him out, allow him to be free to score, not necessarily have the ball handle so much. Brunson can take that responsibility too. Toronto, he'll basically be doing everything there. With Brooklyn, he'll have to be the leader. You got Mikal Bridges is a good player. They got a couple good players over there, but he's going to have to be the same thing that he was in Portland. In Boston, you got Tatum over there. You got Kristaps, and he's going to have to be Jalen Brown, which is basically you got to do everything. Standing on the island, going 1-on-1. That's the way Boston plays. New York plays the same way, but I just think it just looks so much better, man. I think it looks a lot better with the Knicks to me, in my opinion. Just for the simple fact that we have another good point guard in Brunson, and I think Brunson and Lillard could play together. I think they can play together. So Claxton is the center from Brooklyn. I was trying to get that name there. Portland will want one of these guys. They would definitely want somebody. Cam Johnson just signed his contract, but Claxton, any of these young guys out there, they're gonna want one of those guys. With the Knicks, we're giving away RJ. So RJ, for everyone in New York, Knicks fans that think that RJ has upside. Other players, other teams around the league will take him based on upside as well. So taking on RJ is somebody, like I said, he's already scored 19 points per game, and 20 points and 19 points per game on winning Knicks teams. Also losing Knicks teams too. He scored 20 points on a losing Knicks team. So, but anyway, what I'm saying? He's made the playoffs, being second fiddle to RJ, being third fiddle to RJ and Brunson, and played well in the playoffs. So I mean, just based off of that, that's a good deal for Portland, especially with a team that's trying to grow like this. Shout out to MIG. What's good, man? He said, love you, my brother. I said, listen, I don't love none of you guys. You're trying to catch me out there. I don't love nobody out on these streets. But we ain't getting nobody. Nobody wants to do business with us. Yeah, it seems like it. But if you look at these scenarios, the Knicks are giving them a good package here. They're definitely giving them a good package. Pause. Fournier for Dougie McBuckets. This is what everybody's been talking about. We've been talking about this a lot, Andy. Fournier for Dougie McBuckets. That could possibly happen. If it doesn't happen for us, maybe it happens for Portland. Portland ends up trading Fournier to get that salary dump, to get Fournier off the roster. So I can see them doing that, Portland. But after they get their Quentin Grimes and RJ and picks, that's a good draw for them. And all they have to do is get rid of Fournier, but still get all of this, then that's great. Like I said, other teams here, like I said, with the Miami situation, they got to get rid of Kyle Lowry and Hero. And all they get for their trouble is multiple picks. That doesn't sound right. So that's the draw there. So I'll leave the Knicks situation out. Like I said, it sounds good to me, man. Yeah, man. Andy's a big fan of Fournier. I'm a big fan of Fournier too. I was excited when we got him. Fournier cooks in the FIBA, and yeah, there's a lot of haters here, but I mean Fournier's a good player. You can't deny that he's a good player. Not an all-star player, but he's still a player that can fit in somebody's rotation. So whoever gets him will be glad to have him. If once all the situation is said and done here. I feel bad for him because he got a young family. He just had a kid. So it sucks to have to move around and uproot your family. Every time there's a trade. But hey, man, that's the price you pay to be a superstar out in these streets, man. Yeah, so I mentioned this before. Damian Brunson will be awful defensively, yeah, but look at Phoenix. Phoenix are going to be terrible, but nobody seems to be caring too much about that. You got Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. They're not stopping nobody. But if you got Bradley Beal and Booker on one side and you got Brunson and Dame on the other side, I like my chances. If these teams make it to the finals, I like my chances with Dame and Brunson, bro. You know, especially with the guys that we have. They got Durant. You know, they got Aiden, but I like Julius. And whoever we get at the small forward spot, and Mitchell Robinson with all the guys coming off the bench. I like our guys. I like our situation better than Phoenix. So it is what it is, man. Shout out to Kenny Payne. He said send him to Miami. Uh, let him burn that franchise to the ground. I'm with it, man. Let him burn into the ground, man. Uh, so listen, Evan Fournier shot 30% from deep last year. Uh, yeah, facts not hate. But the year before that, he led the Knicks in 3 point made. For the not just the Knicks, he led the Knicks, but I think he was like third in the league as far as made 3 point shots. He didn't win that season. We missed the playoffs, but he still led. He still was like third in the league as far as 3 point made in the entire league. I think he was ahead of Steph. I don't know. I got to double check those stats, but he definitely was top three in 3 points made. The year, not last year, but the year before. So the reason why he shot 30% from deep last year because he wasn't playing. These players need a role, and they need for those that say that about Obi. Oh, Obi didn't play. That's why he didn't do. Yeah, okay. Well, Fournier didn't play. That's why. Okay. When Fournier does play, like I said, he's a top 3 point shooter in this league, and that's not exaggerating because, like I said, he was third in the NBA in 3 points made, not last year, but the year before that for the Knicks. Broke the Knicks record for 3 points made. So I mean, he's not a trash player. He still can play. So you can say what you want to say, but uh, facts not hate. But it sounds like hate when you spit the full facts out there. You know what I'm trying to say? Shout out to Chris Burks, man. Are you related to Alec Burks? So we got always. I thought Miami offers hot trash. Yeah, it doesn't look too good. Shout out to Parrish. He says trade Randall for Cat, have Obi and Cad, or just Randall at $20 million extensions only. Sheesh. Talking about paying money before we get good. You know. Do we play today? Yes, we play at 8. We play at 6:30 actually. So the game is going to be starting soon. So I got to get up out of here because I got to go pick up my kids from summer camp. So once we do that, then I'll come back, hang out a little bit, and then by 6:30, I'll be right back here with you guys doing the play-by-play. So we get to talk about more stuff later, man. So definitely check that out. Check me out a little bit later at 6:30 doing the play-by-play for the Knicks summer league game against Boston. It should be a good game. It's always anytime a ball is bouncing, it's a good game. Look at this. If Fournier was shooting 4% from three, we wouldn't want to trade him. That's not right. Because like I said, he was third in the NBA in 3 point shooting the year before, shooting like 30 something, decent percentages from three also. So it is what it is. The Knicks just don't want him. He's not a bad player. The Knicks just don't want him. It's all right. Shout out to Pudge is still here with me. Yeah, so Andy's setting it straight there. He said the record year he was top 5 3 points made after the All-Star break. He had the best 3 point shooting from all the top shooters. So this is facts, right? This is the facts. When Fournier was a part of the rotation and playing every day, this is what he did. So that's what you got to go by. You don't go by last year. Fournier's not even. I think Fournier's turning 30 now. So Fournier's not an old player. So it is what it is, man. Keep scrolling down. Salute. I see Mr. Shaw. It was good, Shaw. Yo, Shaw, man, you guys do you and Divine do guests, man. I'd like to come on and hang out with you guys, man. See what's up with Divine. If Divine will be down with that, I'd love to come through and hang out with you guys. Shout out to Gideon Aman Kawak. Great name. Can't pronounce it though, man. Definitely great name. New York doesn't need overrated point guard like Dame, who has 23 playoff games, who shoots under 40% from the field and shoots 41%. Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. But at the same time, we got to figure out a way to get better. We definitely got to figure out a way to get better. Yeah, man. See if we can get that going, man. I would love to have you on the show too, man. I haven't had you on the show yet. You're always in the chat. I'd love to have you come on, man. So we got to make that happen before the summer's over, man. Let's take a look at Dame's stats before we get out of here. This is Dame here, so let's look at it together. Say it with me, guys. Damian Lillard. It's Dame time. So let's check out his stats. Scrolling down there, I don't feel like saying it, so I'll just look for it and click it. Me and you guys here, we're here together, man. So I just want to confirm the stats here. So we're looking at stats from last year. Let's just look up here. From last year, he shot 46% from the field. So you said he shot below, right? Where you at? You said he shot. You said he shot under 40% from the field, right? He shot 46% last year from the field. He shot. What else did you say? So you're talking about the playoffs. 37% from three, 91% from free throws. I mean, this guy's an elite player here. 32 points per game. He's an elite player. I can't really. I don't know what else to say about that. You want to talk about playoffs? We can do playoffs. Hit the playoffs. Get up out of here, man. That's my guy, Craig Carton. This is the playoff situation. He's been in the playoffs a lot. The last time he was in the playoffs was 2021. I'm looking at field goal percentages. There's been quite a few years where he shot below 40. So I'll give you that. Last year he shot 46. The last time he was in the playoffs, he shot 46. But you're right, man. For 41% from the field goal in the playoffs, 36% from three. He shot 44 last year. Points per game and all this other stuff. Assists per game 10 last time he got there. 6, 4, whatever. Steals is about even. The points, even though he didn't shoot well, the points are still up there, so he's definitely chucking them. 22, averaging 25 points per game in his career in the playoffs. So man, in the playoffs, guys key on you. So we could just do random stuff here. Let's say that the one here where he won 16 games in the playoffs. We can go from game to game and just watch who he had on the team. Let's take a look at who he had on the team that year. He won 53 games, right? Who was his number two? So you got CJ McCollum. So CJ McCollum was his right hand man for a while. He averaged 21. Outside of CJ, they had Nurkic was scoring for them, and they also had Ennis Freedom over there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the playoffs. Let's take a look at the playoffs. What happened? So it was McCollum. Who else do they have scoring over there? They have McCollum and Ennis Cantor. So if they have nobody else, if they have no other scorers, on the squad, and it's just McCollum and Damian Lillard chucking up shots, that field goal percentage is going to go down. McCollum shot 44%, but these are their top guys, 26 and 24. They're chucking shots up like crazy because nobody else can score. So you gotta say the whole story, say the full story. Besides whatever. So, but if Damian Lillard comes to the Knicks, we'll have Brunson, which will be McCollum. Right, but we'll also have Julius, and we'll probably have whoever else that we have on the roster. Plus, our bench will be better than this. We'll have a better bench. There's still a chance to trade some other guys like IQ and possibly upgrade that small forward spot. There's a lot of things that we can do here if we decide to trade for Damian Lillard. So this is all something to think about here. Not saying that that I absolutely want to get Dame. But the writing is on the wall that we can give them a good package clause, to make it happen. And if it does happen, there is a gateway where we can make our way to fly deep into the playoffs, man. So the link for the playoff for the link for the marathon. I'm gonna have to put it up again here. Click this. There you go. This is the link here. So it's on justfunding.com. We exit out. That's from justfunding.com. And I'll stick it in the chat again. So it's already in the chat, but I'll stick it in the chat again for those that are going to check it out as we get up out of here. Yeah, so that's it, Mr. Shah, if you would like to contribute to that. Also, too, if you do a super chat, I'll definitely contribute the super chat, to the fund also. So what else we got here? There's a whole lot of players linked to the Knicks. Yeah, every single player is linked to the Knicks. But, like I said, if we make a trade for Dame, then those players will likely come to us, probably. Because then we'll be the hot team that we could possibly win the championship. Or piggyback off of them to get paid next year. You know what I'm trying to say? So the Knicks would be the hot team if we get Dame Lillard. Let's take out M-Men before we get out of here. Wouldn't it be better if all the Knicks on the roster would work on the shooting, Warren? Yeah, I get it. So basically sit and wait for guys to develop on their own. Quentin Grimes, can he develop his shot? Yes, but it's just not simply that he needs to develop his shot. He needs to be able to be active scoring. Not just getting an open shot from Brunson or Julius. He needs to be able to create his own shot. You know what I'm saying? Because RJ can't really create his own shot. Him is just really just driving the lane, taking the screen, and getting to the basket and finishing strong. We need somebody with some bop out there to help Brunson out there on the perimeter be able to get to the basket, create, and also create his own shot. We don't have that from Quentin Grimes. But Quentin Grimes, he must show that. Just simply hitting an open jump shot is something that we need, like a grade school kid to do in the B League. Hit an open jump shot. In the pros now, for us to go to the next level, we need our shooting guard to be able to create something. That's all I got to really say about that. Who else we had? We had Obi. We traded Obi, but if Obi was still here, we need Obi to do something else. We need him to develop his handle. We need him to be able to get to the basket and score with contact. We need him to be able to do things like that. We can still wait. We can stick our hands up our ass and get ready to sniff it. And hopefully we get a good smell. Or we can make a move to get something that we really know what it smells like. You know what I'm saying? And that's Damian Lillard, man. I hope you like the analogy. But it's your boy Eru, Die Hard Knicks podcast, man, giving you a nice little podcast in the middle of the day before I got to go get my kids from thing. And I'm quite sure my wife is about to hit me up because we got to get up out of here. So anyway, I'll see you guys at 6:30 to do the watch along for the Boston Summer League thing. They'll be on ESPN. No, I think they'll be on NBA TV. So if anybody's looking for it, they'll be on NBA TV. And I'll see you guys in a little while, man. And once again, for those that want to give to the cause, you can please use that link there. And I'll catch you guys at 6:30, man. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Peace. Enjoy the outro.
Eru, I see you. Die hard. Trap. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard, homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell a trophy, yeah, you need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team, man, he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer, that's gon'